Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at how to create this dashboard that you can see on your screen using Power BI. The process of creating this dashboard involved data cleaning using Power Query as well as using custom visuals. This particular bar chart that you can see here is created using an infographic designer. That is how we are able to get these images within this dashboard. Then here also we have another custom visual for the rating. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is to import the data set. I'll click on get data here, Excel workbook. I have the data set here titled movie. Open, and I'll select the sheet 1, then transform data. Okay, so you can see that from the applied step, Power BI has promoted header for us and changed type. We don't want to change type yet, so I'm going to cancel this step. So if you look at our first column here, we have the movie title ID column. You find out that it contains some null values in between. And since this is our ID column, we don't want it to contain null. So we are going to remove the null blank values from it. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do is to rename the title of some of our columns. Here you find out that we have a special character E here, as well as here on general. And for this first one, I want it to be titled movie title. Okay. Then for the next one, we have release year here, but you find out that the values within this column contains date, not just year. So I want this to be date. Then for January, I want to remove the special E there and change it to the normal E. Then for the other ones, I'm okay with the title of the column for the others. The next thing I'm going to look at is the duration column, this particular column. If you look at the values that it contains, you find out that it contains some blanks as well as some numbers and NaN. And currently it is showing as not a number column actually, and I want this to be a number column, so I'm going to replace the NaN with null and the blanks with null so that Power BI can see this as an integer column. So I'll right click. In order to copy first, I'll click on any NaN so that I can get the exact format of the NaN. Copy that, right click on the column and click on replace values. Value to find, I'll paste the NaN format that I got, then replace this with null. Then next one also is for the blank, so I'll right click on it again, replace values. Value to find blank, just type the spacebar and replace with null. So you find out that we now have null here for that. Then we're also going to replace for content rating column. For this column, you find out that we have so many categories. We have the not rated, unrated, and we want to standardize this. So wherever we see NA, label it as not rated, and wherever you see unrated, label it also as not rated so that it will be standard. So I'll just click on, scroll down, get the sample of the NA, copy that, right click, replace value, not rated. And the next one also is the unrated. So if you look at the categories within that, you can see that we now have a standardized category. That is that. So the next thing we're going to do is to look at the income column. Here in income column, we find out that it contains a mix of the currency and the number, but we just want the number, not the currency. So we are going to split this column. Right click on the column, select split column. In this case, we're going to split by non-digit to digit. Click on that, and you find out that it has been splitted. So we are going to remove this column, as well as if you look at the right hand of the column, you find out there is another empty column here that doesn't contain any value. So we're going to hold down the control key and hold click on that and right click and remove columns. Then for the income two column, we are going to rename that to just income. So the next thing we're going to do is to change type, and for the income, click on whole number, then select for the score as well. This is supposed to be a decimal column. Click on that and change type to decimal. Then for director, this is a text column. Change that to just text. And for country, this is a text column. Change to text. Duration, this is a number column, so we're going to change that to whole number. January, this is a text column. The next one now is the release date. Within the release date column, we find out there are different formats of date. Power BI can actually handle some of this, but if you look through the date itself, there are some that are not really in date format, just like this last number here. Something like this is going to show as error within this particular column, and you are going to document this when you're reporting the data. So I'll click on this and select date, and we have some errors. These errors here, we're going to replace them with null so that you can easily filter and report that if you want to. So right click on this page, replace errors with null, then click OK. And movie title, we have this now as a text. The ID is a text as well. So if you look through the table, I'm okay with the outcome of this data cleaning exercise, and I'm going to finally rename our sheet 1 to movie. Then I will close and apply. So we have our data set in here, and back on the report view, we are going to import the custom visuals that we are going to be using. So I'll sign in first. So I'll click on get more visuals. First visual we're going to search for is Infographic Designer. So this is the visual. Then click on add. It's actually free. You can see that pricing is free. Click on add. Okay, it has been imported successfully. The next one we're going to import is for rating. I'll search for rating. This particular one, which is also free. Then click on add. It's been imported. So the next thing we're going to do is to change the background of our canvas. Canvas background. The color black. Change transparency to 0. Import a shape, rounded rectangle. Expand it. For the shape style, I want the rounded corners to be 10. And for the fill, I want the fill color to be this shade of black. Transparency 32. I don't want any border. And the width 625 Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is to create year from the release date. So if you look at the table view, when you click on release date, we have the date itself, but I just want the year. So I will click on new column, release year. So the year function, release date, enter. So we have the release year there. So I am going to start by building a card visual. We are going to use the new card. Then on the new card, we'll be adding the movie title, uh, release year, genre, director, income, content rating. So I'll format this to show all of them. On the layout, we want grid and maximum rows to show three, columns to show as well three. So I'm going to edit the titles. For this one, I just want title, release year, and not some. For the release year, I'm going to change this to text. I don't want it to summarize. So because of that, I'll just remove this and add it back again. So it is now a text. We edit that. And first January, I want to edit that name. Director as well. Then I don't want sum of income. I want to remove that to just income and content rating. Okay, then let's format the card itself. For the colored value, I want this to be 20, and for the label itself, I want it to be 14. Then for the card itself, I don't want the background and I don't want the border. Size and style, I don't want background as well. Then back to colored value, I want the font color to be white and the label as well, the color to be white. Close that and adjust within the shape that we already have. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to look for the accent bar. Type accent. Turn it on. I want it to show at the left. You can see it at the left, but I don't want this color. I want a different shade of yellow. So we have the accent bar there. Then the next visual we're going to be creating is the rating. So I'll select the rating visual that we imported and I will add rating to it. That's the score. Adjust that. Then I will format this. For the title, I want the title to just read rating and the font color white You can't see that now because the background is white. So I'll change the background, remove the background. And for the rating itself, I want the number of stars to be 10 and only the rating to show. That should be on the don't show percentage, just the rating. Okay. So, and the score itself, I want just one decimal place. And this is actually showing 901 because there is no slicer to filter. It's showing for everything. Then the next thing I'm going to do for this side is to add a text box, movie detail, font color white, and the size will be 16. We turn off the background, bring that down. Then I will add a slicer for our movie title. Then the setting of the slicer, I want it to be a drop down. Take that to this end. Adjust that. I don't want the background. So size and style, turn off background. The slicer, header, the font, I want the font to be white. I also want the value, the font of the value to be white, and the background of the value to be black. Oh, not the shade of black. I want it to be the darker one. So now we have our different slicer. If you select for alien, you can see that this part has filtered for alien. Then the next thing we're going to do is to add our infographic designer. For that, I'm going to click on the chart itself. This is the infographic designer. Bring that to the side. And we want to check our income as against the movie title. Expanded income, movie title. Okay. Right now, it is filtering this. The slicer is filtering this. So I don't want it to filter that. I'll click on this slicer format, edit, turn the filter off, and click on edit interaction again to remove that. So we'll change the chart style for this. I want it to be a bar chart, not a column chart. And I want this to only show the top 10. So on the filter, I'll select the movie title, top N, type 10, and then based on the income, apply filter. We now have the top 10. So right now our chart is showing in this format, but we want it to show as images and not just as bars. So we are going to click on this edit mark, and we have the option for shape. Right now we have a rectangular shape, but when you click on the drop down here, there are different shapes that you can use. There are even different. Let me expand this. Okay, so there are different shapes that you can use, and when you click on biz and tech, you can even use dollar signs. uh, where you click on food and drink, you can use glasses and or the different amazing shapes here. You can even use for transportation, you can use different things. And But for this case, we want to use the image that I downloaded. So you can upload an image. I'll click on upload. I have this SVG. The image has to be an SVG. So click on that to open, select that. This is the image that I want to use. So for that, I am going to click on the layout, value color. I want to change the color. I want the color to be this shade of yellow. Click on OK. You have that color. Right now, you can see that it's just one unit, but I want multiple units. So click on multiple units, turn that on. So it's clearer and better like this. So I'll close this and continue with the formatting. I'll go back, turn off background. Then on the chart itself, I want the text color to be white. The title, chart title, I want the color to be white as well. But this time I want it to read 10 highest grossing movies. Okay, so we adjust this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just to import an icon. Then I'll click on insert, image, download. This is the icon that I want to import. Adjust that to this end. Then add a text box for my title. Okay. Um, Increase the font to about 36. Adjust that to read better. Then the font color will be white, but the background, I want to turn off the background. So that is all for this report. When you filter, if you select any movie name, this filters to give you details of that movie and all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. The data set is in the description below, so if you want to follow along. Bye.